Welcome back to the Operation Freedom YouTube channel. What we do here is shine the light of truth on the deep state. They hate that. We do it figuratively with our presentations. We do it literally with our sponsor's product, PatriotLegacy.com. PatriotLegacy.com, featured product of theirs, the Patriot Beacon. 6 overall lighting functions. In addition, solar powered, don't need batteries. You can charge your other devices like your phone from it. In addition, you got a compass, you got a window breaking hammer, and you got a seatbelt cutter. Plus, if those deep state dweebs get just a little bit too close to you, blast them with this. They're gone. Go to patrioticlegacy.com, patrioticlegacy.com. Get yourself, your kids, your grandkids, your car. Can carry it with you anytime. patrioticlegacy.com, the Patriot Beacon. I'm Dr. Dave Janda. Welcome back to Operation Freedom Briefings. The goal of these briefings and my weekly radio show, Operation Freedom, is to provide you information and analysis the bought-off lamestream fake media will not touch. You can join us every Sunday for the radio show. It's free. You can stream it live at davejanda.com. We're on from 2 to 5 Eastern, 2 to 5 Eastern every Sunday. In addition, we're available on our YouTube channel right here. Usually upload a couple new YouTubes every week, and available at davejanda.com, both the free, the public side, as well as the subscription side. Subscription's $9 a month, where we do extra shows, our WTF show, our Insider Insight show, our healthcare series, which is present along with our Department of Advanced Research show, plus all the archives to all the shows and the radio show all the way back to October 2010. I hope you become a part of our Freedom family. The title of today's presentation is, Attention All Shoppers, Cleanup in Aisle 7. Comey and his gang are a mess. I know. This is directly contrary to Comey's tweets, what the bought-off lamestream fake media is saying, and what a number of people are saying is justice will never be served. I understand that philosophy. We're all tired of waiting. We're all tired of the perp walks. But we have to make sure that when the perp walk occurs, that's not the highlight of the event. That the highlight of the event, when someone is perp walked, is a criminal conviction and the person is brought to prison. Period. Comey is in deep trouble, contrary to what his buddies like Brennan and Clapper, Obama, Holder will tell you. And of course, the bought-off lamestream fake media is not going to go near it until it has already happened. And then they'll make some other excuses. Couple things. We covered this in our August 6th video on this YouTube channel about Comey. This should not have been a surprise to you, a regular listener of this channel, or anyone listening that has listened to my radio show, or anyone who's a subscriber to our platform when we spoke about this months ago. Where Comey is in trouble is on the FISA abuse side. Yeah, the leak side is bad enough. I get it, and we'll touch on that again as we did in the August 6th video. But where he's in real trouble, where the real mess is with the FISA abuse. You see, he signed 3 of the FISA warrants that were used on Carter Page. It's my understanding when the Inspector General, Michael Horowitz's of the Department of Justice report comes forward in the next several weeks, it's going to show that those 4 surveillance warrants were in fact illegal, that were conducted on Carter Page, who is part of the Trump campaign. And the reason is because the information that the warrants were based upon and sworn to upon a number of individuals, and we'll get to that in a second, was fraudulent. It was based on the fake Russian dossier created reportedly by Steele and Fusion GPS, but as I understand it from my sources, Bruce Orr, the number 4 person in the Obama Department of Justice, was a co-creator of that document, as well as his wife, Nellie Orr, who formerly had some tangential associations with the CIA and also was employed by Fusion GPS. And the FISA court was not informed that the funding of this came through the DNC, the Democratic National Committee, and through attorneys representing the Clinton campaign and Hillary Clinton. The reason why this is important about Comey is that he swore under oath, when he signed under oath, under penalty of perjury, that the document was credible and had been sourced and checked out. He signed FISA warrants on October 16th, October 2016, January 2017, and April 2017. 3 of the 4 warrants. Now, why didn't he sign the 4th? Because in May of 2017, he was fired by President Trump. The 4th warrant was issued in June of 2017. He is on the hook criminally for 3 of those fraudulent, illegal warrants. It's huge. And it's a much bigger deal, as I understand it from prosecutors, than the leak. Now, a leak is bad enough, but look, this guy is evil, he's sinister, but he's also cunning and smart. Maybe not as smart as he thinks, but he's smart. So as we pointed out in the August 6th video on this YouTube channel, did Comey break the law when it came to the leak? You bet. However, when a prosecutor is going to bring a case forward and push for a prosecution, the question is not, did the person break the law? Because that's going to be a slam dunk yes when it comes to Comey. The question is can the prosecution prove, now here's the key, and remember, this is not just some out for Comey, right? This should apply to every citizen. Can the prosecution prove the individual broke the law beyond a reasonable doubt to a jury? A jury of 12 individuals. And remember, all it takes is one to hang it. It has to be unanimous. Now, there's a couple things about what Comey did with the leak. You see, here's what would have happened. He goes on trial for the leak, which is something all of us really wanted. He goes on trial because we want that prosecution. We just don't want the perp walk. I know we want but we want beyond the perp walk. We want a criminal prosecution and that SOB in jail. Okay, here we go. He's on the stand. Mr. Comey, who with the New York Times did you provide those memos? No one. Never spoke to anybody, never talked to anybody about the memos, never gave them anything. What? How can that be the case? Why are they bringing this? You see, he insulated himself. He provided a portion of those memos to a guy by the name of Daniel Richman. And Richman was a couple things. He was his friend. He was a professor at Columbia University. He had been appointed by Comey to be a special government employee of the FBI. He held a position with the FBI. I've spoken to a lot of people very knowledgeable with a long track record in government. Said, what's a special government employee? They never heard of it. It appears Comey essentially made this up out of whole cloth, but made him a part of the FBI. And Richmond is his attorney, so he can always claim attorney-client privilege. And so can Richmond. And Richmond, when he leaked the information to the New York Times and to the media, bought off lamestream fake media, he only read portions of the memos. The portions he read to them were not classified. And the portions of the memos that were deemed to be classified were deemed retroactively after the leak occurred. So you could just see it in court. Well, Mr. Comey, who did you spoke? I didn't speak to anybody in the New York Times. Did you leak? Well, were these memos given to your attorney? Yeah, well, attorney-client privilege. Attorney-client privilege. But the memos that were eventually leaked were not the entirety. No, they weren't. They were selectively done. And now we get into the word. I know we hate this, But this is part of the law. It's like Bill Clinton doing his depends on what is. Remember that goat rodeo? Yeah. So you could just see this happening. Comey goes, I might have been negligent in doing this. But the statute says I needed to be grossly negligent. And if I had leaked the entirety of the memo, all the memos, information that was already classified, well then, okay, I could see you say it was grossly negligent. And that's the statute. And the problem is Comey would have walked on the leak charge. So we would have gotten our perp walk. And then, when the trial occurred, he would have been set free. As bad as you feel now about him not being prosecuted in the leak, how bad would you have felt if that would have occurred? I would have felt horrible. And plus, it would have tied up valuable time because we have election coming in November 2020. So they say, well, we can't bring him to trial on this FISA issue at the same time that we have to first work on this leak issue. And his lawyers, would have strung this thing out. Horowitz. Many people have gotten down on me over the past 2 years who I said Horowitz is not playing for the deep state. Look, I know he was appointed by Obama. All you have to do is look at his testimony before Congress when Obama was president. Horowitz wailed on Loretta Lynch, Eric Holder, Barack Obama, his administration about trying to gag him and other inspector generals of getting information out on investigations. He was no friend of the deep state when it came to the Hillary emails. He leaked important information about the Strzok page texts and everything. But in this report, listen to the verbiage in this report that was a cutout report. It's not the entire report on the FISA abuse. That's coming. And that's what's going to be devastating. That's this mess in aisle 7 with Comey and his buddies. But listen to the verbiage in the Horowitz IG cutout report on Comey. Comey's actions with respect to the memos violated Department and FBI policies concerning the retention, handling, and dissemination of FBI records and information and violated the requirements of Comey's FBI employment agreement, end quote. Now remember, when Trump fired Comey, remember that was going to be part of the obstruction of justice charge? That's what Nadler is one of the things he's talking about bringing impeachment hearings. Guess what? Horowitz gave Trump the green light for when he got fired that it was justified. You watch how fast Nadler shuts up about Comey and about it being a critical part of the impeachment hearings. That just got trashed by Horowitz. The report goes on. Listen to these other statements. Former Director Comey failed to live up to this responsibility by not safeguarding sensitive information obtained during the course of his FBI employment and by using it to create public pressure for official action. Comey set a dangerous example for the over 35,000 current FBI employees and the many thousands more former FBI employees who similarly have access to or knowledge of non-public information. Goes on. In the course of the investigation of the memo leak, some of Comey's closest advisors used the words like surprise, stunned, shocked, and disappointment when they learned what Comey had done. This report is not a whitewash like the bought-off lamestream fake media and Comey and his other dweebs would make you believe. Quote, we have previously faulted Comey for acting unilaterally and inconsistent with department policy. Comey's unauthorized disclosure of sensitive law enforcement information about the Flynn investigation merits similar criticism. And remember, subsequent to this coming out last week, what happened? Sidney Powell, fantastic attorney, fantastic representative of General Mike Flynn, who, by the way, is a friend of ours and has been interviewed on our platform on several occasions. Flynn came forward and said there was prosecutorial misconduct. And remember, Sidney Powell has a track record of going after Andrew Weissman in the past on this and winning on prosecutorial misconduct. Oh no. And that's exactly where she's going to be going, I'm sure, on the General Flynn case. And this is a backdrop for that. Horowitz put it in his report about, wait a minute, the Flynn investigation merits similar criticism. Oh. In a country built on the rule of law, it is of utmost importance that all FBI employees adhere to department and FBI policies, particularly when confronted by what appear to be extraordinary circumstances or compelling personal convictions. Quote, Comey had several other lawful options available to him to advocate for the appointment of a special counsel, which he told us was his goal in making the disclosure. What was not permitted was the unauthorized disclosure of sensitive investigative information obtained during the course of FBI employment in order to achieve a personally desired outcome, end quote. And because of the wording of Horowitz's report, look at the statement from the press secretary from the White House, President Trump's press secretary. James Comey is a proven liar and leaker. The Inspector General report shows Comey violated the most basic obligations of confidentiality that he owed to the United States government and to the American public, quote, in order to achieve a personally desired outcome, end quote. Because Comey shamefully leaked information to the press in blatant violation of FBI policies, the nation was forced to endure the baseless, politically motivated 2-year witch hunt, although I think it's actually more like 3. Comey disgraced himself in his office to further a personal political agenda, and this report further confirms that fact. See, this is critical. This report was critical. People are saying, well, but Barr passed on it. Barr passed on it because the IG softened up Comey, showed him that, yeah, you should have been fired, gave Trump a pass on that, took one of Nadler's big weapons away about pushing for impeachment of President Trump. And he set the stage for the next phase. Cleanup in aisle 7 is just starting, and the person that's going to get cleaned up, it's going to be Comey. And as this report marches onward about the Inspector General's report, and then Durham's investigation, it's going to involve Brennan, it's going to involve Clapper, and it's also going to involve Obama. This cleanup in aisle 7, it's not just one bottle that fell off the shelf. No, it's the entire aisle. And it's a huge cleanup operation, which is why it takes so long. We want these people in jumpsuits, handcuffed, but we also don't want them to walk out of the courthouse free. We want them to serve their criminal time for their criminal actions. And the best way to get them, the best way to take Comey down in this instance, is with the FISA abuse issue, not the leak issue that he insulated himself by giving this part of this information to his attorney, who's his buddy, who's this special government employee. No. Remember, go back to Al Capone. I grew up in Chicago. Go back to Al Capone. Did they take him down on murder charges? I mean, how many hundreds of people did he have killed? No. They took him down on income tax evasion. Comey's going down on a FISA abuse issue. And it's only the first domino. And the other dominoes, Brennan, Clapper, Obama, Jared, Holder, Lynch, McCabe, Strzok, those dominoes are going to fall. And the bought-off lamestream fake media does not want you to think so. They want you to be so disgusted that you're going to walk away, that you're just going to say, I've had it. No more. I've had this. I'm frustrated. I'm going to go watch Dancing with the Stars. Worst thing you could do. Best thing to do? Network this information to anyone and everyone you know. The more people that are educated with the facts, the more people who become empowered. And that is exactly what the deep state does not want. The more people who become empowered, the sooner this reign of terror by the deep state, which has been occurring for decades, comes to an end. I hope you'll join us on our Sunday show, 2 to 5 Eastern, stream it live, free, davejanda.com. I hope you'll join us on davejanda.com, both the free side, the public side, and become a part of our Freedom family, our subscription content. Again, outstanding guests, outstanding analysis. We go very deep in the weeds on issues. Available for $9 a month. I hope become a part of our Freedom family. Until next time, Dave Janda signing off. Thank you for your time. Dream big and dare to fail.